Hello, everybody. This is the Rumour Wrap. This is your condensed rumour mill at the end of the day. Hope you're doing fantastically well. We're producing this show just so you guys get a little bit more of a concise, condensed version of what the rumour mill is. If you just don't have time to sit through it, check out the rumours, though, from the mill a little bit earlier on. We go through the 3Ds that we encourage when it comes to the rumor mill discussion, discourse, and debate. Make sure you check that out as well. But there's also rumors on there that we won't be speaking about on the rumor map. So the rumor wrap. So make sure you check that out, everybody. So we're going to start off with Hidimasa Marita. Now, we've been rumored with the Japanese international for a while now. Partners Endo in a Japanese midfield is also part of the midfield combination of Kamada, who's obviously at Crystal Palace, who are also rumored with Maritza here, and Tanaka at Leeds United. Now, Marita apparently wants to move to the Premier League, and Leeds United have been very, very keen, according to Globo, who are a Portuguese publication, in the signing and the acquisition of the midfielder. Something to keep an eye on because I think he balances Tanaka out really well in that Japanese midfield. Endo being there is absolutely huge, obviously, just being that terrier in the midfield, but being a really good distributor as well alongside Tanaka, but balances it out really nicely. But Marita, against the physically combative teams that the Japanese have come up against in the last year or two, he has been partnered with Tanaka in that midfield just to be able to protect out a little bit and to really harness his technical notion when it comes to out Tanaka and just allowing him to play the way he plays. Something to keep an eye on there. He wants to move to the Premier League. Apparently, Sporting don't want him to leave. His contract runs out in a little bit in a month's time, so make sure you keep an eye on that one. The other interesting club, of course, is Crystal Palace. Okay, moving on. Mano Solomon has been sent home from international duty. Now, nothing of concern here when it comes to problems and the reason why he's done this, but there could be, and there has been, an insinuation from a couple of publications today suggesting that it is to conduct business behind the scenes. Obviously, he's been let go from international duty a little bit earlier. It would make sense. Solomon is being told that he's surplus to requirements at Tottenham Hotspur. He is one of the leading candidates that they want to get rid of, with Basuma and Richarlison. So Mano Solomon has been let go from international duty, and there's conversations today suggesting that it is because he is trying to line up a little bit of business. So keep an eye on that one when it comes to Mano Solomon, and something to sort of bear in mind, everybody, as well when it comes to this. We were speaking about the financial situation Leeds United were in. Leeds can effectively still complete signings behind the scenes before July 1st. Obviously, that's when they have to announce, but Leeds can be getting on with signings in and around the background. Leeds can agree signings, not only verbal agreements, but from the report that Joe Donahue was writing, it feels like the written statements can also be done in terms of just these verbal and written agreements. From the report, it feels like it's just a little bit like in terms of announcing the player. So Leeds can get a lot of things done behind the scenes, but it's announcing the player, delivering the player to the media and to the world that has to be done by the 1st of July. Keep an eye on that one. Pascal Struijk is attracting interest from Leipzig. He's got, obviously, interest from Brighton, which has been a long-standing thing. I don't think this is going to be a thing from Brighton, to be honest with you, with Ole Bascagli coming in. Romero potentially is an option on that left-hand side of a centre-back too that they could replace at Tottenham Hotspur, but it's going to cost them a pretty penny. And actually, Graham Bailey is thrown in there, RB Leipzig today. Obviously, we're very aware of Costello Lukeba having a 75 million release clause at RB Leipzig and then potentially having to replace him. And apparently they're big, big fans of Pascal Stra, because it seems to be everybody who likes playing out from the back seems to be a fan of Pascal Stra, and he has many suitors. But that is going to cost a fair bit of money for Leipzig. Could they afford it? Of course they could. Could Brighton afford it? Of course they could. Tottenham? Of course they could. I guess the conversation here is, would Leeds be willing to let him go? And in the same report, Graham Bailey is suggesting that Leeds are potentially willing to give him a new contract as well when it comes to Pascal Struijk. So obviously, with the sale of him, it really would aid PSR, as it would with Nonto, as it would Matteo, as it would with Elland. But with Pascal Struijk, it seems like Leeds are massive fans of him behind the scenes. Now, he is one of the candidates, obviously, to be sold to help and benefit us when it comes to PSR. But just keep an eye on that one, because maybe he will be staying at Leeds United for the Premier League campaign, and we won't be going for another centre back, or at least another couple of centre backs. I know a lot of people have been talking about Jacobijo, Leonardo, Bellardi. I think what we do need with Pascal is a little bit more continuity when it comes to that availability and dependability, because Leeds are going to have to rely on him at points definitely next season. It can't be Ampadu at centre back. Okay, moving on to Christantus Uche. Now, there's been a report out, which has just caught my eye a little bit today, suggesting that apparently Leeds are leading the race for Uche. Now, we spoke about this the other day, but apparently, according to SER journalist Jose David Palacio, Leeds are in pole position to sign him. Obviously, the attacker, Cristantus Uche, plays for Getafe. Obviously, you guys know that I was very big on Getafe's goalkeeper, but not so much Getafe's centre forward. Apparently, he's looking to leave. The release clause is around about, I think it's around about 17 million quid or 20 million quid. But the Nigerian international is obviously an attacking midfielder who can play virtually everywhere across that front line, according to reports. I can't profess to know that much about him, but yeah, he's had a very, very good last 12 months, according to reports as well. So keep an eye on that one. We've mentioned a few players, of which from, a corridor who maybe we could look at from the Nigerian circuit. That would be a nice addition for me. Fits a lot of the profile when it comes to a big, strong, physical, athletic centre forward who can also put the ball in the back of the net. Promise David's another one who we've been speaking about before, but it looks like he might be going to PSV. But is Uche a little bit different when it comes to attributes? Definitely. But is that the way Leeds are going to go down when it comes to maybe acquiring someone of that pedigree? So keep an eye on that one with the good season that he's had. Sam Johnstone, TBR are reporting today and have reported today that Sam Johnstone is willing to move to Leeds United, and it's going to cost the 49ers 8 million quid. Now, Sam Johnstone, what do you guys think in the comment section below? For me, this will be the least exciting out of the bunch that we've been linked to. We've been linked to Petrovic, when we've been linked to Finn Darman. We've not really been linked, have we? We've been speaking about them on the channel. I would be big, big fans of these goalkeepers. I think they've got a real upward trajectory, and I think all the basics are covered. Sam Johnstone, I'm not sure, has been a roaring success, but Wolves in particular. And I know a lot of Wolves fans have had criticisms when it comes to the former England goalkeeper. I'm just not 100% sure this one gets me going. I mean, I was mentioning David Soria before, who's got a year left on his contract at Getafe, who was in line for the Zamora Trophy out there alongside Oblak and Courtois. He's 32 years of age, and we'd be able to get him on a free, obviously, or we'd be able to put some good money into him now, but it wouldn't be a mass amount of money with his contract expiring next season. So yeah, I would rather do that than go for Sam Johnstone if we're to go of someone of that age. I know Nick Pope hasn't said that, as effectively said he wants to stay at Newcastle. Is that something we could prize him out with a better wage? Potentially, it doesn't. I can't imagine it's him just signed, sealed, and delivered now. If they go out and bring Trafford in, hopefully Pope sees the light and thinks, flipping out, I'm not going to get in here. He's 32, 33 as well. So just even those two examples, Sam Johnstone would be the bottom barrel for me. So, but let me know what you think in the comment section below. Igor Paixao. Now, this is quite exciting. There's been a report around about an hour ago suggesting that he is open to a move. He's open to a Leeds United transfer, which we hadn't heard before. We've not heard anything from his camp yet. And I've still got on here, like, we've got a little bit of a low interest, and there is interest from other clubs, obviously. But apparently Leeds and Brighton have inquired about his services. But it's quite exciting as well that according to Leeds Live in the last few hours, Paixao is open to a switch. And I think it's Isaac Johnson at Leeds Live. He's open to a switch to Elland Road should a suitable offer arrive. Now, if Leeds are to do that, maybe he can look at the example that of his international teammate Rafinha playing for Leeds United and what he's gone on to. Leeds can actually use that as an example to the striker. To the winger. They can say, look, this is what's happened with him. We could replicate this with you. We can be that environment of which you can thrive. Obviously, Bielsa's not here anymore, but we do have a lot of the similar attributes and a brilliant, thriving ground of which you can play week in, week out. The supporters will love you. Leeds are a massive club, so you're going to be globalized. You're going to be on that stage. We will market you in a way of which is going to really boost your profile. And yeah, another thing as well, sixth highest shirt sales last time we were up. If everybody's getting Paixao on the back, it's going to be quite exciting, isn't it, for his profile again, just making him bigger and bigger and bigger, his name getting out there. That is what Leeds United does as a vehicle for players as well and managers. You get out there, of which you wouldn't be able to do for other clubs. So I think that's a really big thing as well. But this would be an absolute star signing for me, an absolute star signing. But guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think on the rumors that we've spoken about here on the Rumour Wrap and, of course, on the Rumour Mill. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you do so. My name is Conor McGilligan. Thanks so much. As I've said, like, comment, subscribe. Check out the second channel. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.